Today I'm going to show you how to change the solenoid on your Gravely ZT52 mower. So in my hand is the old solenoid, which you'll see in the video to follow. Anyways, so this is 4 posts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the way this works is your positive battery cable going from the positive of your battery goes to right here on the solenoid. The next post over right here will go from this post on the solenoid to the starter of the engine. Down here is your positive wire coming from your key switch to the solenoid. That wire is gray. This is your black ground wire that goes to the solenoid. To change this particular part, you're going to need a 10mm socket with extension and ratchet, and you'll see there'll be a 10mm self-tapping bolt will go in that corner and go in that corner, and that's what bolts it to the machine. And to change the wires from the starter to the solenoid and from the battery to the solenoid, that's going to be a 1/2" drive socket. I'm sorry, 1/2" socket, 1/4" drive.
Hi, Steve.
Hi there. Good afternoon. Today I'm going to show you a Gravely ZT52 zero-turn that we picked up from a customer. His complaint was he had a no start issue. In fact, it would not turn over, and he wants a tune-up. So I'm doing a video after the fact. It is up and running, but at least let me show you the steps and how I was able to determine what was wrong with it. And as I tell everybody, yes, my name is Steve. My channel is No Sight, No Problem, and I am a completely blind mechanic. I work in everything from lawn equipment, golf carts, cars, and even boats. So without further ado, let's begin. Once you walk around this mower, show them what we're looking at here. And again, this is a Gravely ZT52. That means it's a 52-inch cut, and it is a zero-turn mower. So the first thing that I like to do, and again I apologize, I'm doing this video after the fact, but if you lift the seat up here, you can see your battery is right here. It's your positive, this is your negative, and whenever it comes in for a no start, I always put a multimeter on the battery, see if it has juice, and if need be, then I will go through and load test it. An important safety thing here, actually before I do anything, I always check the oil first before I even attempt to start any piece of equipment. It's just added insurance, something I like to do. So anyways, this we already know the battery is good. It is hooked up. I've already tested all of my safety relays and determined that they are all good. We've tested the PTO switch, that is good. The ignition switch is good, and it still would not start. And obviously I checked the fuses too. And just for those of you who may want to know, this particular model, your fuses are down in here. You got 2 relays. You have a PTO relay, and you also have a start relay. Those are these 2 relays that mount right down here on the side. But this is your fuse. It just has a little cap. You pull this back with your thumb, and that cap pops off, and your fuse is right here. We've already checked those, so I'm not going to go through the steps, but there's a little window right there. For those of you who can see, you have like a little piece of wire. If that is burnt or broke, then you know that fuse is no good. But that wasn't our problem. So we'll put the fuse back in there like so. And again, the cap, you don't want to force nothing. It'll line up nicely, and you'll hear it click in place. And this mower has 2 fuses, but that's just one of them. So for this purpose, let's see here. This tool I have in my hand is a power probe. I'm sure you can buy them online, but I bought mine off of the Snap-on truck. And let me show you why this is such a great tool, but even to somebody who can't see, why I depend on it for almost everything I do is I untangle my mess here. As you're all sitting there probably laughing at me going, hey, the cord's the other way, dummy. But that's okay. This is how we have to do things. Okay, so we have this end here.
It's on the mower.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyways, we plug this in here. Oops. Like so. And then the way I do things is I want to be as independent as I possibly can be. So what I will do, this is my negative wire. And the way I know that is I put this piece of black electrical tape hanging here. That's how I know this is my negative wire. So, set the tool here. I will come over to the battery and find the negative post, and you can feel, well, I can feel right there, that is raised, so you clearly know it's negative. Simply clamp this onto the battery terminal there. This is positive, and again, you can feel the little plus sign hiding under that cable. Clip this on here, and you just heard it beep, so now you know you have power. So here's what's really cool. I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but for testing purposes, if you push this rocker switch forward, that tone tells you it's positive. If you push this rocker switch down like so, that tone tells you it's negative. For those of you who can see, there is a meter right there. See if you can get a shot. I'll put this right in a positive cable of the battery, and you might be able to see those numbers light up. You see that there?
I think so. I can see it's 12.9.
And then it also has a light on the other side for you crazy sighted people. There's one right there and one right there. So, without further ado, we will come down here and find the solenoid, which I hope she can get a good shot of that, but that is this part right here.
Okay, move your hand out of the way for a minute, and I can show them, like, down in there, that's the solenoid down there. Okay, I think I got that.
So, there are two, this is a 4-post solenoid. You have the one toward the front of the tractor, which is the hot wire coming from the battery to the solenoid. And the second post on the solenoid goes from the solenoid to the starter of the engine. So, we know those are good. So what I like to do, on the side of the solenoid, there are 2 more posts with spade connectors. And I got to get my fat hand in here, so I'm sorry you can't see that too well, but I will unhook these wires and show you what I'm talking about. So, got to get right down in here. I don't make these for big fat ham hands. Okay, these are the 2 wires that go to the solenoid. So this is how I do it. I'll take my probe and I will put it in this wire. Okay, you hear no tone. That's doing nothing. Come over to this next wire. That tells me we got a good ground. So that wire is going to be black, which again is, this wire right here is black. This again is the tone. So we know we have good ground. Now we'll put it back in this wire here, and there is nothing. So you reach over to your key switch on the other side of the tractor, turn it to the run position. You can hear the relays. It's got power. That's a key off, no tone. Key on, that's your high-pitched tone. That tells you you have power. So that's how you know you have power going to the solenoid. And that's what the issue was earlier. I did the same test, and I didn't think about doing the video until after the fact, so I do apologize. But I thought it'd be cool to kind of show you the steps of what I had to do to find the problem, because when that wire had power and ground, it still would not turn over. So, I know for a fact that this power wire is gray, and that is going to go toward the post on the front of the solenoid, but I got to change positions. I'm sorry. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, let me just double check my wires to make sure I'm putting them back the same way. Yep, that's my power, because I got nothing. I always double check. And that's my ground. So again, the power wire comes down the side here, and it's not very easy to get to, but it's manageable sometimes. So that'll go right in the front spade connector of that solenoid, just like that. Then your ground wire goes right next to it. You can't screw it up because there's only 2 spade terminals. So we will put that on. Oh, we might put it on. I promise, sometime today. 12 told you it was not very easy to get to. Almost got you, you little booger. There we go. Put that on there just like there. Okay, now they're both connected. So then we will do, and I always believe in safety, especially not being able to see, I'm going to wrap up this cord to this power probe. So as I try to turn the motor over, if it does start, nothing gets caught up on the fans for the hydro pumps. And I will unhook my positive cable, unhook the negative cable, and then we will come over here and see if this tractor will start. Let's see. I believe this lever is the choke. Bring it all the way forward. And we now have a running Gravely ZT52. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you learned a little bit from this video. Be patient. This is actually my second hands-on video. Follow my channel. We'll be putting a lot of these videos up. And have a good day.